first customer was actually my auntie and uncle, Kay and Neil. I was going around with my little £500 white van, like just new to the business, and I was really young, so I was only 20 when I set the business up. But I think to help me out, my dad phoned up Uncle Neil and said, "Look, can you just give this lad some work?" So I think first job was going and cleaning my cousin's car and my auntie's car. So I think it was like £15 each car I charged them, but because it was the first job, I literally spent all day cleaning these two cars for less than minimum wage, because it was kind of our first customer. I wanted to do a really, really good job, and that's kind of the story of how that came about. And then I ended up getting, I was doing Neil's car as well, so I had 3 cars to do, and then off the back of that, Neil recommended me to other people, so then I had 5 cars to do regularly, and this was all regular monthly income that I needed at the time. And I'm so grateful to them for that first job that got me going, because it's kind of this validation that actually what you're doing, like, people want that service and people are happy with what you're doing. So that was really big for me. And in terms of first truck customer, that was a company called Acumen. They did car transporters, so they were transporting, I think, for Jaguar and Land Rover. They had a fleet of 20, 25 trucks, and I used to go in every week and wash the outsides of those trucks. And again, super grateful for those guys for that first kind of job that I got, and really that paved the way for where we are today, because it kind of gave me that realisation that the business is scalable. We can get more of this work, and we can employ more people. So for me, that was a big kind of step when we got that first truck customer over the line. It was a whole new process for me, because I'd never really invoiced anybody, never really gave anybody 30 days credit or 60 days credit. So there was kind of all these lessons that I had to learn about how to do POs, how to raise invoices, how to chase payments. And this was all kind of new for me, so it was a massive learning curve. But again, at the time, it was so exciting, because it was the first truck customer, first job, first bit of regular income. And then off the back of that, I was actually able to employ somebody part-time, because it was no longer something that I was able to do all on my own. I had to get help, and got somebody in part-time. My cousin, he came and helped me part-time. Started him off, he had a little regular job. But actually that, one customer, in the early days, I was so kind of enthusiastic and didn't want to let them down. I remember this one occasion, it was like -5, and my tank had all froze up in the back, couldn't get any water out of the taps, it was all frozen, my pressure washer was frozen solid, so I couldn't do the job. I was terrified of losing this job. I was like, I don't want to let this customer down, because they've just come on board, a new company. I just don't want to let them down. So in the end, I went and cleaned, I think it was 22 vehicles by hand, as in like wiping them with a cloth by hand, just spraying on a bit of water and a bit of chemical and wiping them down one by one. I think it took me a whole weekend to do a few hundred quid's worth of business, but at the time it had to be done. There was just no way I was not doing that job.